And here we have our first competitor. This is Mark Jefferies, and we do, I've heard confirmed, have in-cockpit video footage, so hopefully you are seeing what Mark is up to in that cockpit. So this is Mark Jefferies of the Global Stars, our current reigning freestyle champion for the British Open. He's going to take off and show us what he's made of in his extra 330 SC with the distinctive Global Stars makeup. Checking his smoke, always a good thing to do. So I think Mr. Jefferies is lining up, wing rocks. This is the start. Coming in straight at the judges, smoke on. Full chat flick roll, multiple flick rolls. Beautiful stop, 4-point roll, 2 of. Straight up into the vertical. Beautiful roll, finished on axis, pulling it out and over, going into a ruard, beautiful ruard, end on end. Look at that, flying knife edge down, beautifully controlled and finished exactly on axis in front of the judges with paused smoke as he loops back up into the center towards the judges. Few rolls on the way, and again another beautiful, absolutely perfectly finished on axis heading downwards. This is masterful stuff so far. High G turn, close up with rolls away, off on the 45-degree axis and rising. What has he got at the top of this line? Coming back, inverted, and a beautiful double maneuver facing both ways, and then 45 out with some very good rolls on the way out. Gyroscopics, using these 45-degree angles. Beautiful. I call that one an angel. That's going up into it's a Mulleroid type of thing, but without the flat spin coming out. So that's spinning on the way up towards the judges. 4-point roll, very crisp and close, pulling away, high G, pulling up to the right, 45. It's a beautiful double ruard. See how he ends it exactly on axis. That is really, really good. Pulling up, dead center, very good positioning. Roll with smoke straight up, finishing on axis. Stall turn, but that's a display stall turn, going into a knife edge spin. So this is where the aircraft, which he's beautifully pulled into a roll and pulled out, very well controlled. That is where the aircraft is descending at its highest rate. Lowest drag, no power. And we've got 2 rolls into a beautiful gyroscopic maneuver at the top there. Nicely controlled on the way out, exactly on axis where he wants it to be. Swooping down at high speed back to show center, pulling up, steep angle, smoke on like a rocket. This feels like a shape. This is a heart, and beautifully done, slightly off center because he knows it's going to drift in front of the judges, and a beautiful gyroscopic over there in the corner with some rolls on the way out, and a slow push up. That looked like a frisbee. I'm not quite sure what that was, but that was a plan form rotation at low speed without losing height. Back to show center, through the smoke rings. More Milleroids disappearing in the smoke. Beautiful torque roll. Ended up absolutely perfectly balanced torque roll, descending through the smoke backwards without falling out of it. That is very, very good. And again, ending exactly on heading, dead center in front of the judges, flying away and then pulling up. With a slide off to the left and a lovely ruard at the top there. Multiple rotations, beautifully controlled, exit inverted, dead towards us. High G pull round. Straight up, and another angel. Beautifully exited. Swooping down in a downward spiral, high-speed spiral. Pulling up, another steep gyroscopic maneuver. Finished into the top and flown off without a moment. And there is the wing rocks. So a stunning display of mastery from Mr. Jefferies there. What's particularly impressive isn't the fact that you can throw the aircraft and make it do end over end, which is what gyroscopics are. In the Extra 330 SC, based at White Waltham, he's been flying the precision flying very well, and now he's got to go into freestyle mode and show us what he's been practicing. So here comes Chris. Smoke on. Wing rocks. Straight into show center. A nice. Oh, this is a rolling circle made famous by Renaud Ical at the 2009 World Aerobatic Championships at Silverstone. This is a rolling circle, so Chris is performing multiple rolls whilst doing a loop, a rolling loop. Beautifully executed, all the way around. Lovely way to start the show. And straight up, with a slow roll, smoke off, with a, I think that was a tail slide, push out. Oh, and a beautiful ruard at the top. Look at that. And exiting sharply and smartly into a roll. Beautifully finished. This is looking good. Pulls up and over and around. Kicks it back. And a beautiful stop. Oh, and beautifully stopped. So he's doing double. Oh, these are good. These are good. So these are multiple rotations, but stopped and then repeated to demonstrate the control he has over the machine. Really good. And now a slow spiral away. Beautiful shapes in the sky for a low high-speed pass right in front of the judges. Beautiful roll. Marvelous stuff, and decayed right back into a torque roll. That was good. Look how he's holding the aircraft and straight into a downward dive. That was beautifully controlled. Bang on axis. 4-point roll from behind. Wonderful. Pulling up. Bang on axis. Really good. Coming back towards. And here is a ruade, beautiful ruade, decayed straight into a rolling descending line at the judges. Multiple rolls and a big push out. Ooh, that's about -7 or 8 G. And a slide, very nice slide going up to the right, which he's pushed into a gyroscopic, very slow turnabout. Very nice. Back down to show center. Smoke back on. Coming back round. Another slow, spiraling, beautiful line. High G pull, that is a lot of positive G. And back up. Very nice, elegant. With a gyro at the top. Decaying into another curving 45. This feels like a signature move, the curving 45s. Away and towards. Very elegant and very nice. Pulling round. Using slow rolls to bring him dead center towards the judges. Oh wow, that is a really good gyroscopic maneuver. Pulls it out, heads off, and that is the routine. A really great effort by Chris Brook there. Off he goes in his 330 SC. Same plane that Chris Brook is flying. Look at that. Fantastic. Zoom climb. And here he goes. Here he comes. Smoke on. Towards the judges. Straight up. Beautiful roll. Straight on the upline. Decayed into a torque roll. Descending backwards whilst spinning. Very good. Which then falls into a knife edge spin, which he then controls. Multiple rolls and off to the right. Straight back up. Smoke on. Beautiful twist out. And a gyro at the top. Lomchevak style. Executed beautifully. Exiting on heading. Multiple rolls as he heads off, pulls up, show center, coming back towards the judges for a ruade. Beautiful ruade, decaying into a roll, back up, slow rolling into a slow torque roll and a tail slide with a roll out. Interesting. Back up on the 45 out, up into a gyro, held, very nicely held. Very difficult to do that. And into a knife edge spin, decayed into a roll. Very good, very well controlled. Pulling back up, multiple rolls on the climb, into a gyroscopic Ruard style maneuver, which you could, and held beautifully in a down 45 angle, and pulled round back to show center and up again. And a single turn Ruard. Wow, that is pretty impressive. Making the aircraft rotate almost without traveling. And then a very slow speed push round. That is really good. He's got the engine absolutely on max to do that. A micro loop. A very controlled, tight display so far. A very different style to the others. 1.5 flick roll off the top with a 4-2 roll, and then I'll call that an awkward flick. That looked very good. And then a slow Cobra style climb from almost no airspeed. And there is a tail slide decaying into an inverted flyaway with a roll, half roll. Very nicely controlled. And that is the routine. Well, some really interesting figures there from Cyrial. Some really, rather than going for the big, Cyrial come in characteristic crab fashion to bring his extra 330 SC back into land here at Sywell. He's choosing the grass runway. Is his preferred place to land, which means he disappears behind the dip. But Igorus now warming up and lining up on the runway for the final freestyle flight of the day. In his XA42 with a single place canopy, all carbon fiber machine. Very unusual, these. I think this is the only one that competes with a single place canopy. So here come the wing rocks, and we'll see what Igorus Lobanovas has got to show us. Iron Wolf Aerobatics. So, a slow roll. Slow rolling quarter loop with a lot of gyrations up the top. No smoke as yet. Pulling round. Here's the smoke. Beautiful flick rolling descending line. Wow. Very smart flicking descending line, curving round. Into a big gyro. Soft decay, lovely, lovely stuff. Flying out, show center with a flick roll. Putting lots of things together as he rises up 45 to the right. Beautiful Ruard style gyro, heading straight down, show center on exit. Pulling round, back up. 4-point roll in the vertical. Is this going to be a tail slide decaying into a flat spin, decaying into a roll? Very nice combination. Pulling back round and up, and a slide and a rising ruard, very nice. Decaying down the other side and controlled nicely with an inverted exit. Pulling round, back down to the bottom of the box. Rising line with a ruard style rising line and exiting beautifully controlled, and then inverted pulling round. That was very nice. Back down to show center, pulling up, rolls, flick rolls decaying into a ruard and exiting, heading down towards show center. Tight pull back up with a roll and an angel held and rotated out back down. A little bit of a spin thing at the top there. Back round and up. Roll the other way. And disappearing in the smoke and straight into a cobra style hold, which then comes down. So making these aircraft stop on a pin is very difficult. There's a cobra pullback. Very interesting, really maxing out on the power, holding it there beautifully, controlling the way it then flies away. And that is his routine. So some very nice slow flying figures there. Here he comes, nicely crabbed. Big 6-cylinder popping and burbling as he has it at idle.